Welcome back to our channel Movies Hunter. Tonight we're diving into the dark and twisted world of Demon's Bride 2025, a film that will take you on a wild ride of terror, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bonds of family. Or will it? Grab some popcorn, but be prepared for a story that will leave you sleeping with the lights on. Let's get into the recap. The film begins with a satanic ritual where a girl sits dressed as a bride, and another woman sharpens a knife and extracts the raw liver from a live burned chicken and feeds it to the girl. Then, the woman covers the girl in blood, completes her bridal makeup, and seats her on a throne where her veil and garland are mysteriously lifted, creating a terrifying scene. Monstrous hands then start to grab the girl. What is this ritual? And what's its purpose? We'll find out as the story unfolds. Then, we meet the film's lead, Ranti, who is driving a car with her pregnant sister-in-law, Siti, and her husband's sister, Geeta. The three of them arrive at a meat market where they work as chicken sellers. When a customer comes and demands 2 chickens, Siti hands them over. Shortly after, another customer, Mr. Haji, arrives to pick up his chicken order, which Siti had already given to the other woman. Ranti gets angry, but starts preparing the order again. The scene shifts to Ranti's husband, Bowo, and their daughter, Nina, who is disabled from birth. Nina appears sad, thinking her father will leave for work. Bowo's brother, Bayu, arrives with a rooster, involved in cockfighting, which Bowo scolds him for. Their mother, in a wheelchair, intervenes. The family is at the dining table, but breakfast isn't ready since the women are still at the market. Ranti, Siti, and Geeta arrive, and Ranti faces criticism for not making breakfast. Bowo doesn't defend her, but Geeta tries to calm her mother down. After breakfast, Ranti sends Nina to school with Geeta, which displeases her mother-in-law. Bowo gives money to the family members, including Bayu for himself and for his pregnant wife. Ranti sees Bowo off, then heads to the market where she finds Bayu engaged in cockfighting. When Ranti returns home, her mother-in-law is crying because Nina hasn't come home due to an accident. Ranti rushes to the hospital, where Geeta apologizes for not picking Nina up from school. The doctors inform them that Nina's condition is critical, with a slim chance of survival. Ranti, in a distressed state, goes and sits on a bench. There, a woman named Uttari approaches her, offers her comfort, and hands her a folded page before leaving, saying that she can help Ranti. At home, Siti, Bayu, and Ranti's mother are seen blaming her. In the hospital, Ranti is overwhelmed with worry because Nina needs 10 million in cash for her head surgery. In this difficult time, even Bowo is not with Ranti. There is no way to arrange the money. When Ranti talks to her family, Geeta suggests selling the house, which makes Bayu furious. Time is short, and there seems to be no way to arrange the money. Ranti tries to call Bowo, but fails. At that moment, Geeta comes to comfort her. A little while later, Ranti remembers something and takes out the paper Uttari had given her from her bag. On it, an address is mentioned. Ranti leaves the house, Siti sees her going. Then we see another scene where a woman is sharpening a knife. This is the same scene where the film had started. Here, Uttari is preparing for a satanic ritual, and Ranti is sitting in front of her with a veil over her head. Uttari feeds Ranti raw liver, then bathes her in blood and dresses her like a bride. Uttari, having transformed Ranti into a bride, takes her to a satanic room where a proper bed is set up as it would be for a bride and groom. Basically, this ritual is Ranti's wedding with a demon. After this ritual, Ranti's daughter Nina will fully recover, and her life will become easier. Uttari makes Ranti sit on the bed and tells her to repeat the ritual lines. In this night full of passion, I will be giving you my body and my soul to you. I am your bride. Then Uttari leaves the room, and all the candles in the room extinguish. Ranti's veil lifts on its own. Her necklace also falls off, and monstrous hands emerge from behind and enclose Ranti within their grip. And here begins Ranti's wedding night with the demon. After the ritual is completed, Utari hands Ranti a plate and instructs her that tonight she must bury the items on the plate around the house, along with chicken liver and a rooster's head. She must continue this act every week. In the morning, Bayou checks on his roosters and finds that his favorite one, Rocky, is missing, but no one knows where the rooster went. Shortly after, Ranti and Gita return home with Nina, who is now completely healthy and energetic. Even her congenital disability has been healed. Everyone is astonished by this miracle. At dinner time, Gita looks for Ranti and finds her sitting alone in the dark in her room. After Gita leaves, Ranti goes and sits in front of the mirror. The next day, while doing house chores, Siddhi notices that Ranti is closing all the doors and windows of the house. Siddhi comes inside and opens them all again. There, Ranti is seen enjoying watching TV, even though the TV is showing no signal. Siddhi then walks from the TV lounge toward the main door and is shocked to see Ranti standing outside, with her daughter Nina. Siddhi is stunned by what she sees. It becomes evident, if Ranti was outside, then who was present inside the house? Siddhi, worried and disturbed, shares with Gita that she saw two Rantis. She is also surprised as to why Ranti is taking a bath at this hour. Then we see Nina and Ranti sleeping, and monstrous hands are seen cuddling Nina. When Bayou comes home, he wakes Siddhi up because he's hungry. Siddhi goes to the kitchen and places a pot of water on the stove. Suddenly, a frog jumps through the window and falls into the water. Siddhi takes it out with tongs and closes the window. A noise comes from the bathroom door, so Siddhi steps outside and sees that Ranti is bathing. Quietly, Siddhi records a video of her and later makes it go viral. Just then, Ranti comes out of the bathroom. The next morning at the market, everyone is gossiping about Ranti's video when suddenly Ranti appears and grabs a knife, choking Siddhi. Everyone becomes terrified and turns their attention to Ranti. When Ranti regains consciousness, she quickly leaves the scene. Later that night, Bayou comes home and again wakes Siddhi up. When Siddhi goes into the kitchen, she sees noodles already cooking on the stove. While she's looking at them, Ranti enters and puts her hand into the boiling water, pulls out a frog, and eats it. Seeing this, Siddhi feels nauseous, but Ranti enjoys the frog and casually walks away. Then, when Siddhi brings the noodles to the room and lifts the sheet off Bayou, she finds Ranti lying there instead. Ranti immediately starts choking Siddhi. Blood starts flowing from Siddhi's mouth. She dies. Then Ranti tears open Siddhi's belly, pulls out her infant, and eats it too. At 2:30 a.m., Gita wakes up. Around the same time, Bayou returns home, but Siddhi is nowhere to be found. Bayou prefers to sleep. In the morning, everyone at home is worried about Siddhi. Gita informs them that Siddhi had made Ranti's video viral. Maybe out of shame, she has gone somewhere. Then everyone leaves for work. Gita's mother tries to call Siddhi, but her wheelchair starts moving backward toward the kitchen. We see Siddhi's ghost standing there. However, when her mother looks, no one is there. Then we see Nina playing with her rooster toy, which rolls into the bathroom. Outside the house, Gita hears faint cries for help coming from a plant, so she records a video of it. Meanwhile, inside, Nina enters the bathroom and finds her mother sitting in the bathtub, looking very strange and eerie. Nina gets scared. Gita then enters the house. Outside, Siddhi's ghost is calling out to Gita for help. Inside, Nina tells Gita that she wants to sleep with her tonight. The next day, Ranti once again buries the rooster's head along with the ritual items and throws the rooster's body into the tree-covered pit. There, she sees Siddhi's dead body. Shocked, Ranti immediately rushes to Utari. Here, Utari informs her that all of this is being done by the demon Ranti made a contract with, the one who is now her husband. Utari explains that whoever tries to harm Ranti, the demon, acting as a responsible husband, punishes that person. Upon hearing this, Ranti returns home in tears. Now, The demon is doing exactly what Ranti once wished her real husband Bowo would do, defend her in front of everyone. After that, Bayu goes to the storage area to search for City. We see that City's ghost is present all around him, but Bayu cannot see her. Then a man approaches and tells Bayu that his chicken has died. Bayu comes over and starts digging the ground, and soon notices the pit where City's dead body is buried. Seeing this, Bayu goes frantic and starts searching for Ranti like a madman, scolding her furiously. Nina is extremely frightened by all this. Bayu's mother instructs him to keep this matter hidden from others, so Bayu builds a grave for City and buries her just outside the house. While sitting near the grave, Bayu sees Ranti walking past behind him. He gets up and runs after her, but in the storage area, an unseen force suddenly attacks him, gouges out one of his eyes. The force beats him brutally, hangs him, and then his own rooster pecks out and eats his eye. Bayu dies. When Ranti regains her senses, she finds Bayu already dead. Gita tries to question Ranti after seeing Bayu's body, but Ranti runs and locks herself in the room. She warns Gita not to make her angry, saying that Gita is the only good person left in the house. Then Gita digs her brother's grave and buries him. Nina is increasingly disturbed by her mother's deteriorating condition. The family brings in Mr. Haji to help. He speaks with Ranti and then asks for water to perform spiritual healing. But as he begins the ritual, the glass shatters. Mr. Haji tells everyone to focus on their prayers and then leaves. Gita sees him off at the door, but on her way back, the demon whispers in her ear, warning her to stay out of this matter. The next day, Bowo returns home. Everyone informs him about Ranti's condition. He tries to enter the room, but Ranti slightly opens the door, tells him not to come inside, and then shuts it again. Later that night, Bowo gets up and heads back toward the room. When he peeks through the door, he sees Ranti in a red dress cuddling on the bed, with the ghost. Suddenly, the ghost appears right in front of the door and terrifies Bowo. The next morning, Grandma gives Nina some food and sends her to Ranti, who is now chained. Ranti asks Nina to unlock her chains, but Nina, crying, runs out of the room. Meanwhile, Bowo and Gita have gone to the hospital to search for Utari, who they believe is responsible for everything, because Gita had seen Utari speaking with Ranti earlier. However, they are unable to find Utari at the hospital. Back at home, the electricity goes out. Nina lights candles throughout the house, including in her mother's room. Ranti, now fully in her demon form, warns Nina that everyone will die tonight. A little while later, when Nina returns to the room, Ranti is missing. Nina runs to her grandmother, only to find a knife stabbed in her throat. Bowo and Gita return home and discover their mother's dead body. Gita takes a torch and starts searching for Nina. Suddenly, Ranti appears in front of her. Gita grabs a shard of glass and stabs Ranti in the forehead, but Ranti pulls it out and attacks Gita in return, knocking her down. Gita grabs a plant cutter and stabs Ranti with it. Ranti then pulls it out and turns her attention to Bowo, attacking him. Bowo pleads with her to wake up from the demon's possession, but Demon Ranti stabs him with the cutter, killing him. She then pretends to be back to normal and twists Bowo's neck, finishing him off. After that, Ranti turns toward her daughter Nina and begins attacking her. But Gita hits Ranti from behind to stop her. Ranti starts choking Gita. And just then, Nina picks up the cutter and begins reciting a poem, asking her mother to come back. The real Ranti, who is trapped inside a cave. Nina's voice brings Ranti back to her senses. Tearfully, Ranti tells Gita to take Nina away from there. Then, pouring petrol on herself, Ranti sets herself on fire. Gita carries Nina out of the house, gets into the car, and drives away. Behind them, the entire house goes up in flames. And with that, the film comes to an end. Thanks for your time. If you enjoyed this thrilling recap, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want recap of your favorite movie, suggest it in comments section. Thank you.